Alright, now we're going to go over automation, just basic automation. Basically, we're going to automate making iron nuggets. Obviously pointless, but just to get the point across. First, you'll need to do your energy situation here. So for me, I'm using some high-end stuff like the void capacitor, but basically you need one energy connector at least. This can carry energy 6 blocks that direction, that direction, that direction, up, down, and so on and so forth. You'll need some kind of capacitor, which will store the power on your network. And then one of these, the energy regulators. And then if you want to, you can use a network capacitor and pass the energy through these network cells, or network bridges, but you don't need to. And yeah, so we're going to first create the blueprint for the crafting. So go to your network recipe encoder. Here you'll place your blueprint. This is where you'll put, just like in a crafting table, you'll put your thing. So we'll put a blank blueprint there. And we're just going to make some ingots. So we'll put one of those there. We'll hit the blue button to encode it. So now you can see those are all the slots. And then iron ingot, outputting iron nugget. We'll take that, toss that into our network auto crafter withholding. Now the reason we're going to go with the withholding is because the withholding will hold one full stack of items in here. It will not output them to your network cells. This is because sometimes you don't want to, endlessly use your resources. So it's just a good way to have a decent amount, a good, one stack of things. You can always use a network grabber to grab things out of here and put it into the network if you want to. But yeah, it's very good. So we will toss that blueprint right there, and it's going to start crafting. What it's doing is it's using the iron ingots right here to make things. Obviously, it's reached a stack already. So notice that the stack is at 16 right now. So let's take these out of here, and you'll see that it's using those up right there. As for getting to this point, you gotta first get your resources. So first, everything starts with cobblestone. So you'll get this cobblestone generator, which generates one cobblestone about every second to second and a half. Then a network grabber, just like before in the previous videos. You will grab it from the cobblestone generator, you see the name of it there, and that's going to automatically just push it to the closest bridge, which adds it to your network here, and then it will store it in a cell. So it's storing all the cobblestone, which you can see here, coming in and out. It's obviously being used right away. You'll see why. And then you'll want to make this. First step is to make an electric ore grinder. So this is going to use, within 6 slots, it's going to use the power from your energy connector. Notice how I have that going all the way there and then up to match those. So let's check this out. We've got the network pusher. We're going to push it into that electric ore grinder. Well, what are we going to push in there? We're going to push that cobblestone. And then there you go. So you can see that itself is storing 17 cobblestone, and it's crafting one gravel every, 3 or 4 seconds or 5 seconds. And then it's going to grab it from here. See, grabbing from electric ore grinder, and it's going to put it onto the network again. And if I didn't have more machines here, it would just put it right back here in the cell. But instead, it's immediately being grabbed by the electric gold pan. So same thing. We got to push the gravel into the electric gold pan. That's being made. And then it's being grabbed from the electric gold pan, putting back on the network. The next machine is the same thing. We're putting this sifted ore. So we're pushing sifted ore into the electric dust washer. And then we're grabbing it from the dust washer, putting it back in the network. And then finally, all the dust, which this machine makes iron dust, tin dust, aluminum dust, magnesium, all that stuff. So you need an ingot factory now. Same thing. Basically, this is where it's going to get very expensive very quickly, because you'll need one of these setups per dust. So we've got tin and everything else. Yeah, we've got lead, zinc, magnesium, copper, silver, iron, aluminum, gold, and tin, as well as clay balls that are being made, but we don't need to do anything with those right now. But this is the basically full automated setup essentially. Now, because the cobblestone generator makes them so quickly, you need essentially, what is it? I think it's 3 of these, because if you get, that's when you got to do math and be like, okay, how long does it take to take 1 cobblestone or one gravel and toss it into here? So we'll toss that in there, and it says, we'll toss another one in there just to watch the timer on it. Okay, so 4 seconds. So basically, it would take 4 of these to match 1 of those, and then you could basically do 4 of these if we watch this. Okay, so this takes 3 seconds. So you'd need 3 of these. Yeah, that's where it get really, really confusing. You'd have to do math and stuff like that. This isn't like Satisfactory. It doesn't tell you how many it's creating and then how much it's outputting. So you gotta do all that math yourself. But yeah, then you have basically just all these machines. So I've got a bunch of ore grinders. I've got a bunch of gold pans. I've got a bunch of ingot factories. And each of these ingot factories, if we look at the pusher, we're pushing a different kind of dust each time. And that's basically that.